So you want to move to Canada. Not just visit, not just study. You want to actually live there permanently. Build your life, your career, raise your family, become a Canadian permanent resident. And you have probably heard about something called express entry, and you are wondering, is this the right route for me? Can I actually do this? Today, I am going to break the whole thing down for you from the very beginning, in the most straightforward way I possibly can. No jargon, no confusion, just everything you need to know. Before we get into it, if you are new here, welcome to WayFinder Immigration. On this channel, I help people move abroad strategically. I break down real immigration pathways, real opportunities, and give you information that is actually useful. So if that sounds like what you need, make sure you subscribe because I post content like this every day. Canada has been one of the most popular immigration destinations in the world for decades, and it is not hard to understand why. It is safe, it is multicultural, it has a strong economy, excellent healthcare, great schools, and it genuinely welcomes people from all over the world. Unlike some other countries where immigrants feel like outsiders, Canada has built its entire national identity around the fact that people come from everywhere. That is not me being poetic. That is literally government policy. Canada sets immigration targets every year because they need people. They need skilled workers. They need healthcare professionals. They need engineers. They need tradespeople. The demand for talent is real, and that is why express entry exists. So what is express entry? Let me explain it simply. Express entry is Canada's main system for managing applications for permanent residence for skilled workers. It was introduced in 2015, and it essentially replaced the old first-come, first-served approach to immigration with a points-based system. Instead of everyone just submitting applications and waiting in a queue for years, Canada now creates a pool of candidates, scores them based on their profile, and then invites the highest-scoring candidates to apply for permanent residence. It is faster, it is more structured, and if you understand how it works, it gives you a real opportunity to position yourself strategically. Now, here is the important thing to understand about express entry. It is not one single immigration program. It is actually an umbrella system that manages 3 different federal immigration programs. The first is the Federal Skilled Worker Program. The second is the Federal Skilled Trades Program. And the third is the Canadian Experience Class. Most of you watching this will be applying under the Federal Skilled Worker Program, so that is what I am going to focus on today. The first is the Federal Skilled Worker Program, the second is the Federal Skilled Trades Program, and the third is the Canadian Experience Class. Most of you watching this will be applying under the Federal Skilled Worker Program, so that is what I'm going to focus on today. But I will quickly touch on the other two so you understand the full picture. The Federal Skilled Worker Program is for people who have skilled work experience, a certain level of education, and can communicate in English or French. The Federal Skilled Trades Program is specifically for people in skilled trades, electricians, plumbers, welders, construction workers, and it has slightly different requirements. The Canadian Experience Class is for people who have already worked in Canada on a temporary permit and want to transition to permanent residence. So if you are coming from outside Canada and you have never worked there before, the Federal Skilled Worker Program is where you start. Now, let us talk about the points system, because this is the part that most people find confusing, and I want to make it as clear as possible for you. The scoring system used in express entry is called the Comprehensive Ranking System, or CRS. Every person who creates an express entry profile gets assigned a CRS score. The score is calculated based on several factors, and the maximum possible score is 1,200 points. Now, before you panic, nobody scores 1,200. In reality, most people score somewhere between 400 and 600 points, and invitations have gone out to people in that range many times. Let me walk you through exactly how points are calculated. The biggest chunk of points comes from what is called the core human capital factors. This includes your age, your level of education, your language ability, and your Canadian work experience if you have any. Age matters because Canada wants people who are going to be in the workforce for a long time. You get maximum points between the ages of 20 and 29, and the points gradually decrease after that. By the time you are 45, you get 0 points for age. This does not mean you cannot immigrate after 45. People do it all the time. It just means you need to compensate with stronger scores in other areas. Education is another significant source of points. A master's degree or PhD gives you the most points. A 3-year or longer bachelor degree gives you a strong score. A 2-year degree is lower, and a 1-year diploma is lower still. And here is something very important. Your foreign degree must be assessed by a designated organization to confirm it is equivalent to a Canadian credential. This process is called an Educational Credential Assessment, or ECA, and the most commonly used organization for this is WES, World Education Services. You go to wes.org, submit your transcripts and certificates. They evaluate your qualification against Canadian standards and issue an ECA report. This is a mandatory step before you can even submit your express entry profile, so do not skip it. Language is where a lot of people either gain or lose significant points. Canada accepts either English or French, and you must take an approved language test. For English, the accepted tests are IELTS, General Training, and CELPIP. For French, it is TEF or TCF. The scores are converted to what is called the Canadian Language Benchmark, or CLB. To qualify for the Federal Skilled Worker Program at all, you need a minimum of CLB 7 in each of the 4 abilities: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. But I want you to aim for CLB 9 or higher. Here is why. The difference in points between CLB 7 and CLB 9 is enormous. We are talking about potentially 50 to 70 additional CRS points just from improving your language score by 2 bands. That can be the difference between waiting in the pool for a year and getting invited in 3 months. Invest in your English. Practice. Take a preparation course if you need to. Take the test seriously because it is worth it. Work experience is another key factor. You need at least 1 year of continuous full-time skilled work experience in the last 10 years to qualify for the Federal Skilled Worker Program. Your job must fall under what is called ANIOC Tier 0, 1, 2, or 3 in Canada National Occupational Classification System. Tier 0 and 1 are management and professional roles. Tier 2 and 3 are technical and skilled roles. If your job falls into Tier 4 or 5, which covers things like retail service workers and laborers, it does not qualify for the Federal Skilled Worker Program. This is why it is important to verify your NOx code before you do anything else. Go to the IRCC website, search for your job title, and confirm which tier category your occupation falls under. Now, on top of the core factors, there are additional points you can earn. Having a valid job offer from a Canadian employer adds 50 to 200 points depending on the level of the job. Getting a provincial nomination, which I will explain in a moment, adds a massive 600 points, which essentially guarantees an invitation. Having a sibling who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident adds a small number of points. And if you have a spouse or partner, their education and language scores also add to your total. Speaking of spouses, this is one of the most powerful strategies for couples that most people do not utilize. If you are married or have a common law partner, their qualifications contribute additional points to your score. Your spouse should also take an English language test. Their score adds up to 20 additional points to your CRS. Their education level adds up to 10 more. If both of you have strong profiles, you should create separate express entry profiles as well. One where you are the principal applicant and one where your spouse is the principal applicant, and compare the 2 scores. Sometimes the spouse actually has a higher CRS score than the other person, and in that case, they should be the one leading the application. Always run both scenarios. Now, let me tell you about the actual process step by step. Step 1 is to take your language test. Book your IELTS General Training or CLPIP exam as your very first action. Give yourself 4 to 6 weeks of serious preparation before you sit the exam. Aim for CLB 9 minimum in every component. Your language score is the single highest leverage thing you can improve, so treat it like the important investment it is. Step 2 is your educational credential assessment. Go to wes.org and start the ECA process at the same time as you are preparing for your language test. The standard processing time is about 7 to 10 weeks, so start early. You will need to send your academic transcripts directly from your institution to WES. They do not accept documents from you personally. They must come directly from the university or school. Step 3 is to confirm your NOC code. Find the correct National Occupational Classification code for your job by searching on the IRCC website. Make sure your job duties match the description provided. Your experience letters from employers must reflect those duties clearly. Step 4 is to create your Express Entry profile. Once you have your language test results and ECA in hand, you go to the IRCC secure account at irc.canada.ca and create your profile. You fill in all your information: education, work history, language scores, family details, and the system automatically calculates your CRS score. Creating the profile is completely free. You then enter the Express Entry pool and wait for an invitation to apply. Step 5 is to wait for draws and receive your ITA. IRCC conducts regular draws from the pool, sometimes weekly, sometimes every 2 weeks, and they invite the highest scoring candidates above a certain cutoff score. These draws are either general draws that invite candidates from all 3 programs, or category-based draws that target specific occupations like healthcare workers or technology professionals. When your score meets or exceeds the cutoff in a draw, you receive an invitation to apply, or ITA. Once you receive your ITA, you have 60 days to submit a complete permanent residence application. Step 6 is submitting your permanent residence application. This is where you upload all your documents: passport, police clearance certificate, medical examination results, proof of funds, employment records, education credentials, language test results, and everything else IRCC requests. The application fee at this stage is $1,965 for the principal applicant. Processing after a complete application is submitted typically takes 6 months or less. Step 7 is receiving your Confirmation of Permanent Residence, or COPR, and landing in Canada. Now, I want to talk about something that many people ask about, which is what happens if your CRS score is not high enough to get invited in regular draws. This is where provincial nominee programs come in. Every province in Canada, except Quebec, which has its own system, has a provincial nominee program that allows them to nominate candidates for permanent residence based on their own labor market needs. If a province nominates you, you receive 600 additional CRS points, which puts you at the top of the pool and virtually guarantees an invitation in the next draw. Provinces like Saskatchewan, Nova Scotia, Alberta, and Ontario all have streams that draw from the Express Entry pool. Registering your expression of interest with these provinces simultaneously with your Express Entry profile is a very smart strategy. Now, let me talk about proof of funds because this is something a lot of people overlook. Unless you have a valid job offer in Canada, you must show that you have enough money to support yourself and your family when you arrive. The required amount depends on your family size. For a single person, it is approximately $14,790 Canadian dollars. For a family of 2, it is around $18,000. These amounts change slightly every year, so always check the current figures on the IRCC website. The money must be in a bank account that you have access to. It cannot be money that belongs to someone else. You will need to provide bank statements showing this money has been available for a period of time. Before I wrap up, I want to address something honestly. Express Entry is not a guaranteed or automatic pathway. Some people create their profile and get invited within 3 months. Some people sit in the pool for over a year. Your CRS score determines how long you wait. The higher your score, the sooner you get invited. This is why strategy matters. Take the language test seriously and aim for the highest score you can get. Make sure your education is assessed at the highest possible level. If you are applying with a spouse, optimize both profiles. Apply to provincial nominee programs at the same time. If you have the opportunity to get a Canadian job offer, pursue it. The tools are in your hands. Express Entry is one of the most transparent and merit-based immigration systems in the world. There is no randomness to it. The higher your score, the better your chances. And unlike some other immigration systems, you know exactly where you stand, you know exactly what is being measured, and you can take deliberate steps to improve your position. Canada is waiting for people like you, skilled, motivated, ambitious people who want to contribute to a country and build something meaningful. The pathway is clear. The question now is whether you are going to take the first step. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe because I post immigration content like this every single day. Drop a comment below telling me which country you are currently based in and what field you work in. I read every single one. I will see you in the next one.